Sicilian defense, open, accelerated dragon, Maroczy bind formation, 5, nf66.nc3d67.b2nx d48.qx d4bg79.b30010.qd2b6. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. Both players navigated the middle game well. Sharp games are frequently the result of starting with the king's pawn, since it dominates the center and frees up the bishop and queen on the light squares. The c-pawn in the Sicilian defense controls the d4 square. Nf3 moves the knight toward the center in anticipation of a pawn push on d4, where it will be ready to retake the piece if black captures on d4. Nc6 aids in maintaining control over the d4 and e5 squares. d4 offers to trade a center pawn for the c5 pawn in exchange for more control of the center and quick development. Cx d4 gives black 2 central pawns versus 1 central pawn for white. Nx d4 recaptures the pawn and activates the knight in return for having 1 central pawn versus black's 2 central pawns. g6 prepares to fianchetto the dark squared bishop on g7, where it will sit on the long diagonal. c4 obtains room on the queen side and center and gets ready to advance the knight to c3. Nf6 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e4 pawn and controls the d5 square. Nc3 controls the d5 square, advances the knight toward the center, and protects the e4 pawn. d6 allows the light squared bishop to develop and controls the e5 and c5 squares. b2 develops the bishop and prepares castling. Nx d4 captures the knight on d4 and attacks the bishop on e2. Qx d4 recaptures the knight and places the queen on a powerful central square. Fianchetto move bg7 places the bishop on the long diagonal. b3 develops the bishop toward the center, supports the queen on d4 and allows queenside castling. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. qd2 retreats the queen, avoiding any discovered attacks from black's dark squared bishop on g7. b6 develops the bishop toward the center and attacks the c4 pawn. This activates a rook by developing it off of its starting square. The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. The pawn is now adequately defended. This exposes an attack, threatening a queen. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. Recaptures. This strikes at the center with a pawn, fighting for space. It is the last book move. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. This pins a bishop to the king. This threatens to add pressure on a pinned bishop. It is excellent. This stops the opponent from being able to add pressure on a pinned bishop. It is excellent. This allows the knight to control more squares. It is best. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This poses a risk of winning a pawn. It is ideal. This is an equal trade. This is the only good move. It is a great move. Backs off. It is quite good. This kicks an opposing bishop. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. It is best. The game was close to equal, but now white has the advantage. It is an inaccuracy. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it? It is a mistake. This buys time by putting a rook in danger and getting it to flee. That's good. This misses a chance to make a pawn-winning threat. It is incorrect. This misses a much better move. It is a mistake. It falls flat. This is not the right idea. It is an inaccuracy. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. That's a decent move. That's good. There were worse moves, but also something much better. It is an inaccuracy. Very precise. It is best. That is a logical response. It is quite good. That's an unfortunate error. It is a mistake. There was only one good move there. It is a misbalanced, neither player ever had an advantage. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. Both players navigated the middle game well.